Hello Gemini, how are you? Welcome to your March 2016 reading. I don't really have a lot to say, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with your March 2016 love energies, and then we'll move into your general reading. Okay, so for Gemini, love reading for March 2016. Okay, well, I mean, lovers, 10 of cups, 2 of cups, I mean, smack dab down the middle. I think right now, I'm wondering if things right now for you aren't going quite well. And you aren't feeling quite grateful and feeling quite happy and truly like engaged and, engaged, no, maybe not really, but feeling just really happy in general, with a few maybe little caveats. I do see you being displayed here as the King of Wands. Now, I think what's interesting is that you have your back turned toward the Lovers. Now, the Lovers is here connected with you, and the 4 of Cups, actually, let me go like this. Because I think the King of Wands and the 4 of Cups are, is that getting cut off there? I have a very narrow table, so let's scoot these down a bit. Okay. The the 4 of Cups, I'm sorry, tells me a little bit of disengagement or like lack of interest on some level. And the King of Wands sort of his energy being exerted that way. It's a very interesting way that it's set up, because you have beautiful things, but I'm wondering if the Lovers, you and your partner, you and your potential partner, you and the people that you're dating, I wonder if there's not some element of pettiness, some element of fighting, arguing, superficial conversations, things that aren't necessary that's going on. And while you are connected, and I'll go like this time, while you are connected with the Lovers, and there's definitely a significant relationship in your life, or there could be potentially a significant relationship in your life, something that is promising, something that can potentially be promising and bring you everything that you want, you still are turned off by whatever this is, this energy, this pettiness, this cattiness, these irrelevant arguments, right? Like competition for the sake of competition. I always think of this card as, I've said this before, I don't know if I've said it to you, but oftentimes I think of it as like playing a basketball game or a football game in your PE class. your physical education class in school, right? Like it was something you were forced to do, you had to do it, but you did it anyway, but somehow you still got lost in the spirit of competition. You still got lost in who won the game, and it still felt good when you won, and it still kind of sucked when you lost. And it's just sort of that like irrelevant, like why do you feel like you want to fight? I don't think you're interested in fighting. I don't think you are interested in participating in that behavior. But other than that, I think ultimately your life is being very, very blessed in a romantic capacity. I think you have a lot behind you in terms of experience and in terms of failed relationships, failed dating experiences, also successful relationships, successful dating experiences, and ultimately you are about to, or you're looking to leverage that experience and leverage that past work that you've done into something bigger, into something greater. And this is also a card, you know, of being creative and collaborating with the people around you, your partner especially, collaborating with this person. And where do we take it now? Where do we go? What's the next step? You know, you might feel a little bit stagnant right now. You know, if your relationship is good and things are going well, or if you're in somewhat of a good situation, sometimes that's still not enough, right? Sometimes there needs to be an excitement, there needs to be something that we look forward to, there needs to be some next step, some next progression in order for us to work together to attain. Now, I think you, yes, will be open to it, but because of this activity here, these things, I'm wondering if you're, while yes, you're open, you might still be a little bit hesitant to it as well. But ultimately, I see a positive communication between you two, maybe in regards to your relationship, regards to the future of your relationship. And usually when this Two of Cups comes up, it's usually a successful communication, right? It's people getting on the same page, it's like-mindedness, it's making decisions and figuring out the next steps to take in order to attain those things. And really, I mean, the next steps, the next phase is really in the cards for you. For some of you, it might be marriage. For others, it might be a commitment. For some of you, it might be another type of thing to celebrate, children, retirement, you know, depending on the phase of the relationship that you're in. Ultimate success, ultimate unity, ultimate coming together. You having a very sharp-like mind, mental clarity, mental understanding, and for me, this is very almost. Another tarot reader used this word. What was it? Oh, dispassionate. So it's very mind-oriented. It's very logic-oriented. You know, this is a logical situation. You, Gemini, you're an air sign. You're all about the mind, right? And you thrive off of this type of energy, that mental stimulation. So you feeling loved and feeling comforted, and again, not necessarily willing to participate in certain things going on. I think when you have a discussion, when you have a conversation about the next steps, the next phase, I think you ultimately will feel stimulated again. This will go away. This won't continue on forever. It's purely due to some things here. And there might be games being played specifically because your partner or someone you're dating just doesn't really understand. Maybe they're on a different page, right? They don't understand where it's going. They don't understand the significance of this relationship, or whatever it is. They might be playing games, and you being unwilling to participate sometimes can make it worse. So the conversation needs to be had, and you finding that mental peace, that mental breakthrough, in order to truly leverage your situation into something better. Now, I don't know how much better it can get, really, but ultimately, whatever this discussion is about, I see success in that for you. I see you being blessed with those things. So, don't wallow too much. Don't disconnect too much. Excuse me. Because you might miss an opportunity to make your situation better. Okay? Just a piece of advice for whatever it's worth. Okay, Gemini. And just so you know, I'm doing my outcome cards a little bit differently. I'm actually pulling 3 additional cards. This is a very standard spread. It's called I think it's called a spirit guide spread. And, it allows for more flexibility for a reader where each position doesn't have a meaning. It's just the messages in general and how they all interact with one another. But for the outcome, I feel like having more information at the end is better. So, okay. Which I like this because now I'm actually getting an extra reinforcement of the things that I already said. So a communication, a conversation, and I think this can happen quite quickly. I think these can be overcome. Getting on that, see how messy all these swords are? They're kind of or the wands, I'm sorry. They're kind of all different directions going in different places. But then here, they straighten out, right? They all run parallel. They all are finally on the same track, right? So that's just purely what needs to happen. That's the significance of this here. And again, Queen of Swords, 6 of Wands, a victory for you, a new path, a new direction, a sense of success. And I don't even really need to speak too much more about that because that's pretty much all saying the same things. And I think you will be truly in your element, right? This is a card of transformation, a card of change, your relationship perhaps undergoing some sort of transitionary period, transitionary phase. While it might be going well, while dating might be going well, while seeing someone casually, it might be going well, but ultimately it's going to be progressing, it's going to be changing. And you here, Gemini, in your element, in your ideal mental headspace, really finding success in that conversation, success in the new phase, success in that next level of your relationship. And your mind, trust the things that come to you. You're a very articulate person, and your ability to articulate the things you feel, the things you want, the things you need from someone else, harness that, embrace it, and make it happen. And it will truly be successful for you in one way or another. Okay? So, wow, really, really great reading for you. Let's move on and do your general. Oops. I don't accept that one. Two of the same cards, interesting. Okay. Well, I think your energy this month will really be love oriented, okay? I see other things coming into play, but because these same cards are coming over, I really think there's maybe more weight or more importance put on this situation with your partner. Now, I think that this can also apply to some work situations, so I'll cover that as well, but let's just roll with it the way it is. I mean, I think that again, a conversation, some news, some new information coming in, a new offering. Like I said, there's a new thing in the future for you, a new step, a new lifestyle, a new, change of pace in terms of your love energies. And I really think this Five of Wands, it bothers me, not because it's a bad card, but just because it's so unimportant. And to be hung up on something that's so insignificant and some behavior that's maybe a little bit childish, it's really a frustrating thing to have to deal with for anybody. I don't see it bringing you down. I don't see you really I see you handling it well, which is a good thing, but it just bothers me, and I think it's going to be more prominent, maybe more significant than I originally suspected. And the Fool here tells me, again, same with the Three of Pentacles, I'm not going to go so deep into it, but it's really just you embarking upon a new path and something new, something unexplored. You are as like a child moving into this new area, this new arena where things are different, things are unexplored, again, with someone as a new relationship or a new direction you're taking in your existing relationship. But again, I see you coming out of it. This is purely a reinforcement, I think, of that last reading. I see you coming out of it. I see blessings. I see you having an awakening, a personal enlightenment, that aha moment, that Ace of Swords. Things become clear. Things start to make sense. And you're no longer stuck in this stuff, okay? Now, I am going to move into a career weighted type of thing because of reading, because I think it's important to touch on other areas of your life during these generals, even though I think most of your energy will be focused on the love department. But I think work-wise, you also have some good things happening, but a reminder to not hang on too tightly to new ideas. I'm mostly going to be staying in this quadrant of the cards because these are just so love focused. But to not be so set in your ways, set in the way you do things, so unable to bend. I think bending is important. Ultimately, this Judgment card is connected with all the cards, and wherever you're feeling stuck, wherever you're feeling stagnant, I think all around, in all departments of your life, you will adjust, you will come out of it. This can be a difficult energy to deal with on a professional level, especially when you're trying to create new things, especially when you're trying to, it's interesting actually, I have the 3 works, right? The work here and then this here. But it is difficult to deal with those energies, and in a professional capacity, sometimes they are it's not to say that your ideas are bad or to say that your ideas aren't worth holding on to, because sometimes they are. If you're right, you're right. Stand up for yourself, but don't be so focused, and don't, have your head down so much that you're unable to see the possibility. Don't be in denial of the growth that could occur in your financial space, in your career space. Because there are things in your life, in your career, that can be leveraged into more, that can be used to take you to that next level. And it's important for you to remember that if you find yourself feeling stagnant, if you find yourself feeling stubborn or feeling unwilling to bend, maybe take a moment, take a beat to re-examine why. Why are you being this way? And if you weren't this way, what opportunities could you be letting in? And what opportunities are you letting go because you're not able to really see the good things, or you're not able to accept or let in the true blessings, because there could be so much more on that other side. If an opportunity is examined and there is some possibility, I think it's worth examining further. I'm not saying you have to jump into things. I'm not saying you need to forge ahead, without thinking about things. I'm definitely not saying that. But I'm saying use caution. The Pentacles are slower energies. They're slow moving. They're detail oriented. So use your ability, your mind. Use your mind and your ability to think things through and to make decisions for yourself. And, don't be stubborn, be open, because those blessings, those opportunities, those next or those new things that you could go after have the potential to bring you more, even just more happiness in general, more pride in what you do, more, okay? More happiness, more satisfaction in what it is that you do. And I am seeing this very separate. When I'm looking at these in this direction, I don't quite see a connection. I just feel like it's very like this quadrant versus this quadrant, which is interesting. And then when I look at it like this quadrant versus this quadrant, it almost doesn't connect. So a very separated type of reading, which is interesting. So let's go ahead and pull more cards. Okay. Try that again. So yes, again, I think I'm not realizing the severity of this situation. Not saying that it's so severe, but I think this is making you feel trapped. It's making you feel confined. It's why the King of Wands was looking that way, and it's why the Four of Cups was here. It's because you feel unable to progress, you feel unable to move. I'm wondering if this situation really isn't preventing you or inhibiting you in other areas of your life. And when you feel restricted like this, when you feel confined, when you don't feel free to move around, your mind is like in a mental prison, right? And your mind keeps circulating, you keep reliving thoughts, your mind is quite active at this point in time, which seems to be a theme for Aries and Taurus as well. Very, very, like your wheels are spinning, okay? And I think you are empowered. You have the power to take hold of these, to create, to suppress, not suppress these, but to remove these swords and to get them out of your life and to take care of them, to handle them. You know, again, Judgment is... Judgment and the Fool, only major arcana that you have, okay. But Judgment being in the center of the reading just really tells me that soon, if not already, you will be experiencing you will break free. You truly will break free from these swords, from these binds, the things that are holding you back. It's a temporary setback. It's just a blip on the radar. So don't worry too much about it. If anything, use it as a learning experience. Maybe to not let it go on so long next time, and also to not allow it to prevent you from progressing in other areas of your life. A simple conversation, maybe not a simple, it might be a complicated conversation, but a conversation in which you exhibit clarity, you articulate the way you're feeling, the needs that you have, I think will enable you to experience this breakthrough. King of Cups, Master of your heart. A lot of cups in this reading. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, King of Cups. I see it as actually a progression for you. Here might be the conversation or the news or some exchange of information in a romantic capacity. You being open, being willing to accept someone else's needs, and then you progressing and becoming a better person, becoming a better partner for that. And then here you are, Two of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Two of Wands, very similar. Forging ahead on that new chapter, formulating a new future for yourself, for yourself. Despite having a partner, you also need to determine what it is you want from your life and what it is you feel that you might need. And as the King of Cups, your needs are they're important, they're weighted, they are worth exploring. And I think whatever it is you set your mind to, hold on just 1 second. Something was formulating and then I just lost it. The thing with the world here, whenever this world comes up and there's a lot of pentacles here, the world and the pentacles, very circular in nature, spherical, that type of thing, they are, the pentacles indicate your world. They indicate the things you do, the things you create, the things you produce. And I think this is you truly getting in control of those things as well, and feeling in control of those things. and feeling and breaking free from this stubbornness, breaking free from these mental restrictions. I think truly the breakthrough is the big message for you this month. The breakthrough, the rising up out of the darkness, whatever that darkness truly represents for you. So, interesting reading, but ultimately a good thing. Challenging energies, yes, but nothing you can't deal with, nothing you can't move on from. So, my goodness, I wish you nothing but the best of luck and for this coming month, and I'll see you next month. Thanks.